am getting wet, so I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible. What we've got today is the KTM 790 Adventure. I am at Wigan KTM, so if you're interested in this bike or you're looking for a KTM, this is the place to go. But let's carry on with the 790 Adventure. We'll have a look round it, the usual fashion. I'll show you the bits I like. If I see anything I don't, then I'll let you know about that as well. So let's go. You can't see on the camera properly, but it's proper weeing it down. Anyway, there's our sexy close-up. What do you think? I mean, for a KTM, there's not a lot of orange on it. There's a little bit, but I do like it actually. The colour scheme's nice with the white and the flashes of orange. Twin disc on the front, and we've got a single disc on the back. So exhaust system, just standard Euro 5 compliance. You've just got the usual big wide can at the back. I've not started it yet, so we'll hear it first time together, see how it sounds. All the way around to the other side. So what do you think of the looks of it? It's an adventure bike. I think they're all very similar looking, but KTM is quite distinctive, especially when you get round to that face. Quite unmistakable. So we've got a chain drive. It's got a side stand. I can't see a centre stand. I'm not sure if it's an option, but I will check and I'll let you know. Seat, I've got to say, I've sat on it and it is very comfortable. It's quite a wide seat. There is a decent amount of foam in it, so it's a nice place to park yourself, and a decent rear seat as well for a passenger. Loads of room on there. Again, nice wide, loads of padding. You've also got some decent grab handles as well, should you get anybody on the back, which is good. As you would expect from an adventure bike, it's got some decent rubber on the back as well. This looks like it's ready to take on the dirty stuff straight away. As I've come to expect with KTM and kind of any premium adventure style bike, there are a lot of buttons. There are buttons for everything. So you do have the industry standard where you've got your horn, your indicators, you've got your flash button over here. But you've got a hell of a lot more going on as well. You've got some menu keys here, which will work things on the screen. The buttons are nice and big, so even with your bike gloves on, you should still be able to press everything you need to. And we've also got some cruise control as well, so we've got the buttons for that. Right hand side gets a bit easier on the right hand side, just back to the norm. So you've just got your engine start and you've got your engine cut off on the same button, and we've got your hazard lights, which again nice and simple on the right hand side, no issues with that. I'll just turn the key. This is key, it's not keyless. Turn the screen on and we'll see what we've got. Ready to race. Oh, nice little screen, nice start up. So there's a lot of information on there, as you would expect. It does look lovely and clear, and you can tell it's a premium bike. Loads of things going on, and obviously you can flick through the menu so you can change that up. Colour scheme's nice and bright, very visible, good. Always essential with an adventure bike. For me, I like to have a decent size at one when it comes to an adventure bike, because they do tend to tour a lot, don't they? So you do quite a bit of motorway stuff. So it is a nice tall screen. It is non-adjustable, but it's a decent size for me. It sits in that kind of middle ground where it's not quite the massive touring screen, but it's not a little diddy one either. But we'll see. On the test ride, I'll tell you exactly what it's like and how it copes and if it does anything at all. We're going to get out, we're going to get some riding done. I'll see exactly what it's like on the move and I'll share the experience with you, so make sure you join me for that. Please do hit the subscribe button, it does help the channel grow. We'll see what it's like. I'll try and go on a few different types of roads so you can see what it's like, slow speed, high speed, all that stuff. So join me for the test ride and we'll see how we get on. So it's time to get cracking on the 790 Adventure. Let's start it up and let's see what it sounds like. Now it's got that characteristic KTM engine. I find a lot of these adventure bikes, they do have like a tractor sounding engine, And they do, it doesn't affect the performance, you just have that. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. Actually, on idle it rattles a little bit, but once you bring the revs up, it actually sounds quite nice. So what I'm going to do, first test, let's see what it's like with a bit of slow speed manoeuvring. So quite a tight spot here, but I'm going to just do a U-turn. Let's see how easy it is to do. See if I can keep on this road. Just off. It's not too bad. I mean, to be fair, for quite a big bike, it's just done that relatively easy. Bear in mind, I'm 5'8", I'm on balls of my feet, not tiptoes, but I'm probably an inch or so off getting my heels down. But I did that with no issues whatsoever. Oh, hello. That's a bit feisty. Just in first gear there, let's just... Oh, this is quite feisty. That surprises me, that. I mean, literally the slightest touch and it wants to go. So, performance-wise, I think this is going to be a bit of a shock today for me. I didn't expect it to be so nippy, let's say. In fact, no, I'm going to say it's quick. That seemed to take off then quite quickly. Wigan town centre, so quite busy traffic. It's going to be slow moving. There's going to be opportunities to do a bit of filtering so I can see how this fares, how it works with all of that stuff. Make sure it's not too difficult, let's say, to do that. And I don't think it will be, because whilst this is an adventure bike, it's, let's say, a medium-sized adventure bike. It's not got 1000cc plus engine, but the engine's certainly big enough to get you into trouble. So it doesn't feel heavy on the move like we are. It feels quite light and nimble. Let's try for a little bit of sneaky. Yeah, again, no issues with a bit of filtering. So far with this, in and out of traffic around town, actually quite a decent option. Actually quite comfortable as well. Oh dear, that is very unexpected. Much quicker than I could have imagined, which is good. I like to be surprised, and this is surprising. So we're going to get away from the town centre, open up these bikes, and yeah, let's see what this is like going a little bit quicker without all of the interruptions of traffic. He says as a big lorry turns in front of me, but that's good, because that means I'll get an opportunity at some point to do an overtake. This type of bike, this size of bike, is something that you could technically tour the world on. There you go, gets past Faffy. Yeah, nice. With adventure bikes, is they do tend to be the best option across the board, don't they? They are good for town riding, they're good for motorway, they're good for going on a bit of dirty stuff as well. They can do everything, and you know, they're comfortable as well. And this is very much true to type on all those things. So far I'm finding that the seat, the position I'm sat, is very comfortable. The performance is exceptional, much better than I expected it was going to be, and I do like to be surprised, so I do like that. Wind protection, however, for a screen of this size, the wind is hitting me in the face, which I'm shocked at, because the screen is so high. However, there is a big gaping hole there, so whilst the screen is a decent size, I am getting hit in the face with wind. I'm getting it right in the eyes. You could probably hear it on the camera. So the screen isn't brilliant, but I'm sure it would be a lot worse if I didn't have one altogether. So I can't be overly critical. I can just tell you that I am getting a little bit of wind blast in the face. I'm going to give it a bit of a stand-up test, because again, that's something you'll be doing a lot on an adventure bike. So only doing 20 mile an hour, so let's give it a little go. So stood up now, it's not too bad actually. The foot placement is nice and central. I am stretching for the bars a little bit, so that is mainly down to me being quite short as far as that goes. But if you are taller, obviously you're going to be further away from the bars, but you might have longer arms, so you might be all right. But it wasn't uncomfortable. But for me personally, I don't know whether I'd need some bar risers or something like that if I was going to be doing a lot of off-road, a lot of like track stuff on this, green lane tracks, that kind of stuff. I'd probably need to rise the bars just a touch, and that would make it a little bit more comfortable. It's doable as is, but I think if you get a bike purposely to do a lot of off-roading, you want it perfect, don't you? And that for me would be perfect, just probably another inch. Sugar, yeah. I kept it in a high gear then just to see what it was like, and yeah, no issues. Quite forgiving, to be fair. I always think it's quite important, especially if you're new to riding. You don't want a bike that's going to be really easy to stall. This doesn't appear to be at the minute. It seems to be quite a user-friendly, forgiving bike. This could be one to consider if you're relatively new to riding as well. The only thing I would say is it is quite snatchy on the throttle, the slightest turn and it wants to take off on you, so you'd have to just be aware of that. If you are new to riding, you don't want to get caught out with it. Like with any bike, isn't it? You take it nice and easy when you first get on the bike. Take it nice and easy until you get used to it, get used to the quirks of it, get used to the performance, and that's what I'm doing on this today. And I've got to say, so far it's quite impressive, this. If you had one bike and you weren't fortunate enough to have many bikes or a couple of bikes, would this bike be suitable? I'd have to say yeah, absolutely it would, because it's going to give you the thrills that you would get from a sports bike, because it is quite quick. When you twist that throttle, it certainly knows where it's going, which is quickly and straight ahead. So you're going to have a lot of fun on it, but also you can do everything because it's an adventure bike and that's what they're made for. So as your one and only bike, I wouldn't have an issue having this myself. If this is something that you're considering, then you should get yourself down and have a test ride on one, because it might surprise you. It surprised me. The power certainly surprised me. I didn't expect it to be so lively with the throttle. I'm gonna do just a standing start. Now it is wet, so just bear that in mind, but I want to see what the performance is like from a standing start. So let's go. Oh dear. Yeah, that's a blink of an eye, I've got to say. That got up to 30 mile an hour in first gear without any stress at all. Now I know you'd expect that from a bigger engine bike anyway, but I didn't expect it today. What a lovely view. And would you believe it, do you know what the weatherman said today? Weatherman, it's going to be a lovely bright and sunny day with highs of 25. What have we got? We've got wet, miserable, been raining all day so far. Is the weatherman ever right? Ever? Ever? These are made to go everywhere, and yet they're performing like a mid-range sports bike, and I love that, because that's what it just impresses me, because it shocked me a little bit, and it takes a lot to shock me, because I get on and off so many bikes. To get one that doesn't perform how I expected it to is always something good that puts a little smile on my face anyway. So yeah, definitely exceeds expectations. And yeah, unfortunately I am going to have to take it back. So I'm going to take it back to Wigan KTM. I'll just see you there, should I? Okay, so that's the test ride done. We're back now at Wigan KTM. I'm going to hand the keys over. Yeah, overall, not bad. Tell me what you think about the bike. Tell me if you've got one or if you're thinking about getting one. I'd love to know your thoughts. So make sure you pop something in the comments, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you later.
Clever. Like